I have to clap again? Okay.
You can. All right, I didn't.
Here, you do it.
I mean, steal your
Is that
thunder.
your clap?
Yay! Woot.
All right, we're back. So, I have a little music business conversation piece, also an unpopular opinion, wrapped up all in a bow. So, the drama that is between Taylor Swift and Scooter Braun and Big Machine, let us discuss. So I'll start off by saying this. I know there's a lot of Swifties out there. I know the hate mail is going to be strong. Mad dislikes on this video. Like, I'm already anticipating it.
Where'd all my followers
It's okay. Yeah. It's fine. I'm unbothered by it, truly. But I'd like to start with saying I respect Taylor Swift as a person in the music business. Tremendously respect her. I think what she has done and the path that she's carved out for herself has been very notable, and the choices that she's made along the way are impressive, and something I would say as someone also in music and even just another female in music is something to look up to. So let me start with that. She also seems like she could potentially be fun to hang out with. Potentially. I don't know.
Which is what's
Jury's
most
still out.
important.
Right. Priorities. On the front of like the came from nothing thing, not really a total fan of like the kind of story that has been spun over the years. I mean, I have read, I don't know her personally, but I have read that she comes from a very comfortable background, and that has really helped facilitate some of the things that have turned her into the worldwide superstar that we know now. So that's something. The other side of it is being a singer. See also sanger. That she can sing. Like, it's okay.
Sure.
I like singers that can like sing, like that can blow. She's all right, but I think it's mediocre. I think the songwriting's okay. I don't think it's incredibly meaningful that's going on. But let me also say, if it's her truth, that's fine. I think it's a little bit brainless. I think it's a little bit immature, and I think now it's very pandery. I feel like the timing of a lot of songs that have been released are with the intention of getting written about or talked about, and it seems less authentic. These are my opinions on Taylor Swift. Do you have anything you would like to add or rebuttal?
I played the fifth. No. No, I mean, I kind of echo your opinion. I mean, I don't have anything against her, like, other than, like, the respect for the sort of cult-ish following she's, like, created around herself, of her stans, if you will. You know, she's done a great job of creating that following and that audience. As far as her music catalog from a content perspective, I mean, I'm not gonna go listen to it if I don't have to.
Okay. I understand the sentiment.
I mean, I don't.
Have you ever put on a Taylor Swift song on purpose?
No, never. Not once.
Okay. Neither have I. And it's just not my jam. But even early, like, I think it's cool that she transitioned from country to pop, like, pretty flawlessly. I mean, for what that's worth, with definitely.
No, and everyone's kind of followed
team,
along
like,
with her for the most part with it, and not.
It went from mediocre country to mediocre pop. So, like, everything just basically stayed the same. But
just a little genre slip. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't have anything against Taylor. I'm not like team Taylor in any way, but like, I don't know. I don't like hate her or anything like that.
It just went from being like cute singer-songwriter stuff.
Sure.
That was just like not my jam, but like it's fine. To being like kind of Regina George. I'm gonna write a song about you. I'm a bitch and you can't do anything about it. Like, that's how it feels to me.
Sure. No, totally.
You know? Like, who's gonna stop me?
Oh, Taylor's.
Yeah. Like, she's just like here and just trying to dance, and it makes me feel weird inside. Like, but she knows she can sell it every tour ever, so she can keep being Gumby on stage, and no one's gonna stop her. Because she's gonna be like, I sell out stadiums. Who is you, Xtine Elise from Soundbytez?
You just
shut it up. Like, and I get that, and I'm blissfully aware. So with this drama, with Scooter Braun and everything, for those of you that don't know, basically in a nutshell, she was with Big Machine, who she's been with literally since she started in music. I think both the label and her have grown together, but they showed her a lot of early support when she was just one of many people trying to, be a singer-songwriter, pop star, country singer, whatever. She came to the end of this big contract term and either had to renew or go with another label. She was obviously being courted by tons of people, and ended up going with Republic Records, which was like if you are in the music business or follow, like, that is an earth-shattering thing that happened. Some people felt like it was maybe a slap in the face to her old label, that she kind of moved on to bigger and better things, and other people just feel like it's just kind of the end of that time of her life and she can go on and do whatever she wants and take the best deal that's out there for her. So I don't really have a side on that, I guess, either way. I see it from both sides.
Sure.
But I know it was a very nice situation the way it ended. Like, there were things released by both parties, her and Scott Borchetta from Republic, that said that he basically wishes her well and supports her through this transition, and she thanked him for everything that's happened, and everything was fine. But then, very recently, there was this huge scandal, if you will. I feel like it's a scandal. I woke up that morning and it was like Christmas. Like, this cannot be happening. It was so great. So I guess Scott was looking to sell Big Machine. Mm-hmm. And the catalog that goes with it. So for anyone that doesn't know, the catalog of artists includes like Florida Georgia Line, Sheryl Crow. I mean, it's a long, long list of people. And all of their music is owned by the record label in this situation. So Taylor Swift's music up until her most recent releases with Republic is all technically owned. The masters are owned by Big Machine. So that was all in a giant package that was up for sale. Scooter Braun, who is the famous manager of Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande, now Demi Lovato, and Troy Kelly, a bunch of other people. Kanye West too, I think.
Yeah.
So he ended up buying it through his investment company. So like not him personally, but like he spearheaded that and is going to be the one handling what happens with the music basically and those creative decisions. Taylor Swift went freaking ape, like wild. Put stuff on her website, got all the Swifties after her, like on Instagram. Like, she basically cried victim hard and was like, how could they do this to me? I never had the chance to buy my music, and you sold it to basically the devil, is pretty much my paraphrasing of the situation. And it made it sound like this was a giant behind her back power move towards someone that she apparently has some issues with. So that is what I guess the short version is. Mm-hmm. So do you have any thoughts? Do you know a lot about the situation?
I mean, somewhat.
Okay.
I wouldn't consider myself like an expert on the situation.
Okay.
But like, I'm familiar with what happened and what's going on.
So we're both musicians. I think this is an interesting discussion to have because I think innately you feel like siding with the artist is usually where I think your heart lies. Correct me if I'm wrong in general.
Yeah,
okay.
No, definitely.
I feel like I'm a little bit in between. I sometimes lean heavier toward the business or label side of things, which you also know, and that's why you're smirking. So I think this would be an interesting discussion to have.
Sure.
My perspective on it is Taylor Swift stays crying. This girl is like always the victim of something, and I think she loves it, and it's exhausting to watch. That's my first.
Sure.
That's kind of just a personal weird thing that I have with her. But in this situation, she basically demonized two very professional business people and put their reputation and their character in jeopardy, and everyone attached to them, basically, that's associated with it is going to be affected by these types of call-outs in the public.
Yeah.
What I dug into and found out more on is that this discussion of selling the catalog and the label had been going on for a very long time, and that her father is actually a shareholder in the company, which was kind of like, that's weird. So he obviously is a rich investor, for, lack of better terms, and was involved in this process, whether he wasn't on the specific call, but he was invited to be on the call. He knew that it was happening, and her lawyer, like part of her management team, that like her main guy was involved on this. So basically her saying that she woke up that morning and found it on the internet like everyone else, I think is impossible and a lie.
Sure.
So that's annoying.
Sure. I think that aspect of it's a little bit of a well, I'll let you finish your thing.
Yeah, no. Feel free to.
No. As I say, I feel like that part of it for sure is definitely a little bit of a hyperbole on her end, or perhaps what I actually suspect more of like a clever flexing of phrase to try and whip her fan base into a bit of a frenzy on her behalf. Since that's probably her biggest weapon. Is I guess. My takeaway from the whole situation, spoiler alert, we'll go Quentin Tarantino, I'll give you the ending and then we can get there. I think it's a little bit of a 4D chess move sort of on her part to get the fan base against everyone, which is her biggest weapon, being that, like I said, like her biggest thing is the droves of people that sell out stadiums every time she shows up anywhere.
Okay.
I mean, I think Taylor Swift is dumb like a fox. I mean, I think she's like, she plays innocent when it's convenient. I mean, she's been in the industry long enough now. Like, she's like
deliberately misleading.
Sure.
To people that are not going to research and look further into it and will take her word at face value.
And I mean, I also think, a lot of, I mean, I don't know if, I'm not like maybe the most educated on the situation. I mean, as far as I know, I mean, the only two sides I've heard are like Scott's side of things and Taylor's side of things. And I'm sure the true versions of the situation probably is somewhat in the middle.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think it's quite the I just woke up one morning and everything was my worst fears realized that she's playing it off to be.
Okay.
But like, yeah.
Because that irked me from the jump, and it made me like, if I feel like you're a liar and I can like identify like something that's like not credible what you're saying, that makes me feel like I don't believe anything that you say kind of ever. And I already sort of felt that way, that it was very convenient the way she positioned things like in the past with stuff that went on. So like this is kind of like par for the course for me of like her in the public eye and what she does. Which is like, do better. Like, you're very powerful and very smart. Like, I don't think you need to like go down there and do that. And if you have to, you need to be really factual and to the point and allow people to come to their own conclusions instead of just like baiting them. Like, I think that's really to do. And especially to people that like have genuinely been there for you. Her and Scooter's relationship is all but weird. I mean, I don't really, she feels like she's been bullied. His side of it is that's never happened, and he's always supported her and tried to give her opportunities and, mentioned a few examples of times that he's supported her. And when the bombing happened at the Ariana Grande concert, that they did this huge fundraiser, he had asked her to partake in it, and she declined, which, who knows what the reason is or not, but like that sounds shitty. Like there's something huge like that. You got the opportunity for good free press, and at the same time like are doing good with your star power. And if the reason was anything besides like an absolute can't do it logistically reason, like that doesn't look great.
No,
you know what I mean. Yeah. But we don't know. Kind of neither here nor there. But the other bone I have to pick, I guess, is that she said she never had an opportunity to own her own music, which was not true. And Scott, in retaliation or just to defend himself, really released all of their contracts and everything that had gone down. And I like went through it like it was a Christmas list. Like I was just loving this moment. But it's just so interesting to me because it lays out these types of things. I mean, he's not stupid. Big Machine's not dumb. They know she has options. They know the contract was coming to a close. So they have to protect themselves and their assets, obviously. But on the other side of it would be dumb to not offer her that opportunity because she can just go somewhere else and, use things as leverage with her star power now. But she actually was offered the opportunity to buy them. It wasn't very clear cut. I mean, for anyone who doesn't really understand, again, the industry, it's the way they set it up was you can earn them back for each new album that was released.
I mean, I guess the bigger conversation, which probably not really something to get into right now, I mean, was she offered, I guess, a fair opportunity to buy them back? I don't know that she was offered a fair opportunity, but she was given a chance.
Right.
There were options laid out to her.
The conversation was definitely open.
Sure.
They seemed open to it from everything I read. Like, she demanded, like, a laundry list of things, and they accepted every single one of them, and this is one of the ones that had, like, stipulations to saying yes to.
Sure.
But, I mean, as the label, like, I don't know if that's the worst, without knowing the intricate details of, like, actually the financials, but I don't think that's the worst idea in the world to encourage her to stick with you with continuing to produce good things. So you don't want to just give her everything and then she decides, I'm retiring from music, and you're totally screwed.
Sure.
You know, with everything. So there's a lot of things at play, but that was another thing that she just blanket statement said, I didn't get that. I mean, it's like, that's not really...
Right.
It was a conversation. It didn't go the way you wanted specifically.
Yeah.
But you guys were talking about it. So things like that. But in general, I guess my feeling on it is crucifying these people. Like, any person. It doesn't even matter who it is.
Sure.
Like, character assassination stuff. Like, that's a really tough thing. And people that have, like, been there and been supportive, Scooter Braun aside, like, it's a business move. Like, if they're looking to sell, you have so much money. Your dad knew about it. If you really wanted to be a contender in this, I don't believe that you couldn't have been. It was an open market conversation, and no one talked about it before the news broke because everyone had NDAs. This was private conversations. No one could know who was speaking to who, obviously, because that makes no sense when you're in negotiations. If certain labels or certain investment companies knew that Scooter was looking at, or this person or that person, it wouldn't work.
Right.
So Scott has to do what's best for himself, his family, his business, and everybody else that works for him. So I don't really blame him in the fact that Scooter and him made the deal that he thought made the most sense. And it's not like just Scooter that also annoys me. Like, he's like sitting home on like a pile of coins and is like, mwahaha, I've ruined Taylor's life. Like, I kind of think he has bigger fish to fry, frankly. But it's part of an investment company. Yeah. Like, it's not like just him. It's a move, and it involves a lot of other people and a lot of other catalogs. So I also don't think it's like this. As an artist, I don't know if I would go that route. If these people truly are in control of all of your former music, like, it's kind of like the bees with honey thing. Like, I don't know that I would like come after them.
Sure.
And like want to, I don't know, if I was on the other side of it and someone did that to me, I would potentially on a bad day be inclined to like really do something creative f***ery with your music.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it ends up somewhere you don't want it to end up. And because I can do that, maybe I will. Just to make the point of careful who you with.
Well, damn.
That's what I would do. Evil genius shit. I don't know. That would bug me. A few sleepless nights, like, I'll get my pound of flesh. Fine. Anyway, just me things. Do you have any closing thoughts on this? I rule Taylor Swift as an asshole in this situation. That's my gavel bang. What do you have to say? You're the voice of reason.
I mean, I think it's... I mean, I don't know if I'll...
Who gets a demerit?
I mean, Taylor Swift definitely gets the most demerits in this situation. Yes. I think for how she handled it. I mean, like, for sure. I mean, I don't think, like, Scooter Braun is Mr. like philanthropic, innocent businessman just trying to like do his best. I don't know that that's necessarily the way I'd paint him, but you know, is he the boogeyman that came to personally ruin Taylor's life, and all of this was just a $300 million vindictive power play? I don't know if I'd say, you know, it was painted in such a light to definitely stir up a shitstorm on the Twitter sphere.
Gotcha. So you say...
So it's definitely orchestrated. It's definitely...
This continues with her bad reputation. Bad reputation.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just another poor move to try and, I think, drum up outrage about the situation.
Would you say now she has bad blood? Most
definitely.
Now they've got bad blood. Hey! I think that's the right way to close out the segment.
Absolutely.
I just thought of that. I didn't plan any of
that. That was good. That was really good.
But see, like, I know
Big
her
fan.
songs and I don't mean to.
No, you can't. You can't avoid them.
But props to you, Taylor. I don't even like you that much.
You can't avoid her.
But you're in my head. I kind of feel like you win overall.
You can't avoid her.
So, put some respect on it, girl. I got you. All right.
You an ass over.